Break what binds you. Think about that for a second. What's holding you back right now? Is it fear? Doubt? Maybe even the relentless grind of life itself? Here's the thing. Most of the chains we think are binding us aren't even real. They're illusions, built from habits, beliefs, and limitations we placed on ourselves. But what if I told you there's a way to shatter those chains? A way to step into freedom, purpose, and balance? In this video, we're diving deep into the timeless wisdom of Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. But this isn't just about spirituality. It's about practical, life-changing lessons that anyone can apply. By the time we're done, you'll see obstacles, both inside and out, for what they truly are: opportunities to grow, evolve, and thrive. So, if you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever wondered how to break free from the barriers holding you back, you're in the right place. Stay with me, and I promise these lessons will transform the way you see your challenges and your potential. Before we jump in, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's a small action, but it helps us share wisdom like this with more people. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Begin with clarity and purpose. Let's kick things off with a question. How many times have you started something only to lose your way halfway through? Be honest. Maybe it was a fitness plan, a business idea, or even just organizing your closet. You begin with enthusiasm, but somewhere along the way, things get blurry. That's what happens when clarity and purpose are leading the charge. Ganesha's wisdom starts here. He teaches us that before embarking on any journey, whether it's as small as your daily to-do list or as big as your life's calling, you need to see the destination clearly. Imagine you're driving through a dense fog. Without headlights, you're not going far, are you? Purpose and clarity are those headlights. But clarity isn't just about knowing what you want. It's about knowing why. Let's say you want to save money. That's the what. But why? Is it for financial freedom? To take that dream trip? To give your kids a better future? The why makes the what stick. Without it, your motivation fades like morning mist. Now here's something practical. Start small. Write down one goal you have for this week, just one. Underneath it, write the reason it matters to you. Do it now before this thought slips away. You'll be amazed how anchoring your goals to a clear purpose turns them into something you want to chase, not something you have to. Here's another example. Think of some of the greatest innovators. Steve Jobs wasn't just creating products. He had a purpose to reshape the way we connect and experience the world. Purpose turns effort into passion. So before you make your next move, ask yourself, why does this matter? Answer that honestly, and you'll find yourself moving with confidence, not hesitation. And that's when clarity becomes a compass, guiding you to something extraordinary. But let's not stop here. If clarity sets the stage, what's the next step to ensure your journey is as powerful as it is purposeful? Well, you'll see soon enough. Lesson 2. Listen more, speak less. Here's a hard truth. Most of us love the sound of our own voice. We talk, we explain, we justify. And in the process, we drown out the wisdom the world is trying to offer. Ganesha, with his large, unmistakable ears, teaches us a profound lesson. True power lies in listening. Think about it. When was the last time you really listened to someone? Not just nodding along while planning your reply, but truly absorbing their words? It's rare, isn't it? And yet, listening is where growth begins. When you listen, you learn. When you listen, you connect. When you listen, you understand not just the world, but yourself. Here's a practical tip to get started. The next time you're in a conversation, pause before responding. Count to 3 in your head if you must. This small habit rewires your brain to focus on the speaker rather than rehearsing your reply. It might feel awkward at first, but trust me, the insights you gain will be worth it. Let's take this a step further. Ever noticed how the best negotiators or leaders are often the quietest in the room? They observe, they process, they pick up on details others miss. Ganesha's wisdom here is crystal clear. Listening isn't passive, it's active, deliberate, and above all, empowering. Try this. The next time you feel the urge to dominate a conversation, flip the script. Ask a question instead. Not only will it show you value the other person's input, but it might also reveal something that changes your perspective entirely. Listening is a skill, one that opens doors you didn't even know existed. And once you master it, you'll be ready to tackle the next challenge Ganesha presents, because after listening comes action. But let's not jump ahead just yet. Lesson 3. Embrace imperfections. Have you ever looked in the mirror and fixated on a flaw? Maybe it's a scar, a wrinkle, or even just that one hair that refuses to cooperate. We're so quick to see imperfection as failure, aren't we? But Ganesha, with his broken tusk, turns that idea on its head, literally. His missing tusk isn't a mark of defeat, it's a badge of triumph. It's a reminder that imperfection is where real strength and wisdom lie. Think about it, perfection is boring. Imagine a world where everything went smoothly, where you never stumbled, never fell, never failed. Sounds nice at first, right? But without challenges, where's the growth? Where's the story? Ganesha's broken tusk tells us that what's broken in us can become the most powerful part of our journey. Here's an example. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter found it home. Do you think she let those rejections define her? No. She embraced them as part of the process. That's the power of imperfection. It teaches resilience. Now let's make this personal. What's one flaw you've been beating yourself up over? Is it a mistake you made at work? A relationship that didn't pan out? Instead of hiding from it, try reframing it. Ask yourself, what has this taught me? Maybe that failed relationship taught you what you don't want in a partner. Maybe that mistake at work sharpened your skills. Imperfection is life's greatest teacher, if you're willing to learn. Here's a practical step. The next time you feel frustrated by something that's not perfect, pause and find one thing you gain from it. Write it down. Reflect on it. You'll start to see that your broken pieces are not weaknesses. They're proof that you've lived, learned, and grown. And remember, even the most powerful figures like Ganesha carry their imperfections with pride. Because in the end, it's not about hiding what's broken. It's about owning it, growing from it, and moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, let's dive into the next lesson. Lesson 4. Balance the spiritual and material. Imagine walking a tightrope with a bag of gold in one hand and a book of wisdom in the other. Lean too far toward either side, and you fall. That's life, isn't it? Balancing the demands of the material world with the pull of the spiritual. Ganesha's round, content belly is the perfect metaphor for this balance. It's a reminder that you can embrace both worlds without losing your footing. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting material success. A stable income, a comfortable home, maybe even a well-deserved vacation. These things bring joy and security. But when we chase material goals at the expense of our inner peace, that's when the scales tip. On the other hand, pursuing spiritual growth without addressing your earthly needs can leave you feeling disconnected or even resentful. Here's a practical way to strike this balance. Start your day with a simple grounding ritual. Take 5 minutes, just 5, to center yourself before diving into your to-do list. Whether it's a quick meditation, journaling, or even just a deep breath with your morning coffee, it's a reminder that your spirit matters as much as your schedule. Let's talk about real-life examples. Ever heard of people who retire rich but feel empty because they never nurtured their relationships or passions? Or the opposite, those who dedicate themselves to a cause but struggle financially? Balance is key. Maybe that means setting a budget so you can save while still enjoying small luxuries. Or carving out time for spiritual practices like yoga or prayer amidst your busy work week. Ganesha shows us that life isn't about choosing one over the other. It's about harmonizing both. Your belly doesn't have to be big like Ganesha's, but it should be full of what truly nourishes you: joy, purpose, and yes, a little indulgence now and then. And once you find that harmony, you're ready to tackle life's challenges with a newfound sense of calm. But what happens when life throws something unexpected your way? That's where our next lesson comes in. Lesson 5. Flexibility is strength. Picture this: you're a tree in the middle of a storm. The wind is fierce, the rain relentless. What do? If you're rigid, you snap. If you're flexible, you bend, sway, and survive. That's Ganesha's wisdom in action, symbolized by his iconic trunk, a part of him that's both powerful and adaptable, capable of moving mountains or plucking a single flower. Flexibility, in this sense, isn't about weakness. It's about strength. Life throws curveballs, detours, and surprises at all of us. The people who thrive aren't the ones who resist change. They're the ones who embrace it. Think about it. When was the last time a plan of yours went perfectly? Probably never. That's not failure, that's life. And flexibility is how you navigate it. Here's a practical example. Let's say you're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. The rigid response: panic, stress, maybe even some choice words for the car in front of you. The flexible response: use the time to call ahead, let them know you'll be late, and maybe even take a few deep breaths to reset. Same situation, wildly different outcomes. Now apply this to the bigger storms in life: a lost job, a failed relationship, unexpected challenge. Flexibility doesn't mean ignoring the problem. It means finding new ways to approach it. If one door closes, look for a window. If the window's locked, maybe it's time to build a whole new door. Ganesha's trunk reminds us that strength isn't about brute force. It's about adaptability. It's about knowing when to push and when to yield. And when you embrace this mindset, you become unstoppable, not because you can control everything, but because you can adjust to anything. But here's the twist. Flexibility isn't just about external challenges. Sometimes the real challenge is internal, what's happening in your own mind. And that's exactly where we're headed next. Lesson 6. Digest life's difficulties. Let's face it, life isn't a smooth ride. It's a roller coaster, complete with steep drops, unexpected turns, and moments that leave you breathless. But here's where Ganesha's wisdom shines. His large, round belly isn't just for show. It's a symbol of his ability to absorb and digest life's challenges. It's a reminder that the difficulties we face aren't meant to crush us. They're meant to nourish us. Think about the last time you faced a tough situation. Maybe it was a betrayal, a financial loss, or a failure that stung deeply. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, isn't it? But what if you viewed those challenges as opportunities? Opportunities to grow, to learn, and to build resilience. Ganesha teaches us that life's hardest moments are like unripe fruits. They might be bitter at first, but with time and patience, they can become sweet. Here's a practical way to embrace this mindset. Whenever you face a difficulty, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Write it down. Yes, even the ugly parts. You'll find that, over time, patterns emerge. Lessons about patience, persistence, or even forgiveness. For instance, losing a job might teach you the value of adaptability. A conflict with a friend might reveal the importance of clear communication. Let me give you an example. Think of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine if he had given up after failure number 50 or 100. The light bulb, a literal beacon of progress, might never have been invented. That's what digesting difficulties looks like, turning setbacks into stepping stones. Life's challenges are inevitable, but how you process them is your choice. Will you let them weigh you down, or will you absorb them, learn from them, and use them to fuel your journey forward? And just when you think you've figured it all out, Ganesha has one more lesson to deepen your understanding. Lesson 7. Remove inner obstacles first. Let's be real. Most of the obstacles we face aren't out there in the world. They're inside us. Doubts, fears, procrastination, that nagging voice telling you you're not good enough. Sound familiar? Ganesha, as the remover of obstacles, teaches us that the first battle isn't external, it's internal. If you can conquer the chaos within, there's nothing outside that can hold you back. Think about it. Have you ever blamed circumstances for holding you back? Maybe you've said, I'd start my business if I had more money, or I'd be happier if my boss weren't so demanding. But what if the real obstacle isn't the situation? What if it's your mindset? Ganesha's wisdom challenges us to look in the mirror and confront what's truly stopping us. Here's a practical exercise. Take a blank sheet of paper and divide it into 2 columns. On one side, write down every obstacle you think is in your way. Lack of time, money, support, whatever it may be. On the other side, write down one internal block that could be amplifying each obstacle. For example, if you wrote lack of time, could it be poor prioritization or procrastination? This isn't about blame. It's about awareness. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone training for a marathon. Their external obstacle, lack of time to train, but their inner obstacle, fear of failure, which makes them procrastinate. By addressing that fear, whether through self-reflection, goal setting, or even talking to a mentor, they begin to take back control. And here's the thing, once you clear those inner blocks, the external ones suddenly don't seem so daunting. It's like cleaning the windshield of your car. The road ahead hasn't changed, but your ability to navigate it has. That's the power of starting within. But here's where it gets interesting. Once you've cleared the internal obstacles, you're not just ready to take action, you're ready to take purposeful, wise action. And that's where our final lesson comes into play. Lesson 8. Wisdom is the key to every beginning. Every journey begins with a step, but what kind of step are you taking? A reckless leap into the unknown, or a purposeful stride guided by wisdom? Ganesha, the deity invoked at the start of every venture, teaches us that beginnings matter, and that wisdom is the compass we need to navigate them. Think about it. How often do we dive into something without fully considering the consequences? Maybe it's a job offer, a relationship, or even a big purchase. Acting on impulse can feel exhilarating, sure, but it often leads to unnecessary setbacks. Ganesha reminds us that preparation isn't just practical, it's powerful. Let's ground this in reality. Imagine you're starting a new fitness journey. You could rush into it, grabbing the first workout program you see, only to burn out in 2 weeks. Or you could take time to research, set realistic goals, and create a plan that fits your lifestyle. Which approach do you think will lead to lasting success? Exactly. Here's a practical tip. Before beginning any new project or goal, ask yourself 3 simple questions. 1. What's my end goal? 2. What resources or knowledge do I need to succeed? 3. What potential obstacles could I face, and how will I handle them? Take this a step further by seeking guidance. Wisdom doesn't always come from within. It often comes from those who've walked the path before you. Read a book, listen to a mentor, or even seek advice from a trusted friend. Ganesha himself represents this kind of guidance, showing us that wisdom is everywhere if we're open to receiving it. Beginnings don't have to be perfect, but they should be intentional. Because when you start with wisdom, every step forward becomes more meaningful. And once you've taken that first step, you're ready to keep moving forward, armed with clarity, strength, and balance. But let me leave you with this thought. What's the point of wisdom if you don't act on it? The real journey begins after the first step, and that's where the magic happens. Now that you've uncovered Ganesha's lessons, let me ask you, what are you going to do with this wisdom? Will you let it sit as just another good idea, or will you take action? Think about it. Your obstacles, both internal and external, aren't going to wait. They're either breaking you or building you, and the choice is yours. Start small. What's one step you can take today to remove an obstacle in your life? Maybe it's letting go of perfection, embracing balance, or simply listening more and speaking less. Whatever it is, commit to it now. Write it down, take the first step, and watch how even the smallest actions ripple into something transformative. And here's the big question. What's really holding you back? Is it fear, doubt, or something else you've been avoiding? Take this moment to reflect and then do something about it. Because the truth is, freedom doesn't just happen, it's earned. If you found value in these teachings, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss a single opportunity to learn and grow. To deepen your understanding of these lessons, I highly recommend diving into the Bhagavad Gita, a timeless guide to wisdom and self-mastery. It's available super affordably on Amazon, and the link is pinned in the first comment below. Trust me, it's a resource you'll want by your side on this journey. Thank you for watching, and remember, every step you take toward wisdom is a step toward freedom. Click the card on your screen now to continue exploring the next video, and let's keep growing together.